Hello everyone, I am Man in Gas Mask. And since the Halloween season is among us, as you can tell by the spooky camera effect, I decided to review The Stand, Stephen King's The Stand, that is. Now, this movie got a miniseries, not bad. This TV miniseries got a ton of TV awards. Got several Emmy nominations. Its soundtrack is quite notable, and it got its own CD, which is pretty weird since usually movies get CDs of their soundtrack. But the Stand's soundtrack is just so good that it got its own CD. I don't really question this. It's such a solid soundtrack. I think it deserved it. Speaking of deserve, I think The Stand deserved all of the awards it received. That being said, I don't think it's very good. I mean, the thing is, there's two kinds of people in this world. People either love this movie or hate this movie. And I think it's really well done, but there's really only one thing that drags this thing down. Everything good about this movie is just ruined because of, well, its plot. Quick summary of the plot. An influenza breaks out in the US, and there's two groups of survivors. Survivors who side with this hellspawn named Randall Flagg, and survivors who side with the sweet old grandma named Mother Abigail, who's kind of a god figure because she has god magic. And in the summary, we see the first problem. It starts off as a sci-fi, and it ends with a fantasy. Now, there's nothing wrong with genre mixing. A good example of someone who does this very well is the Dark Tower series, written also by the amazing Stephen King. Oh, excuse me. Going on Stephen King. Going on the Dark Tower series. It starts off as a fantasy setting because of the way people talk, and the way the geography, and also because the geography, it sounds like something out of Lord of the Rings with new countries and lands. But then it turns out that's actually a post-apocalyptic future, which everyone believes is a fantasy realm. And this is really, really smart, and one of the best things about Dark Tower. And this is what The Stand lacks. The Stand, they never give us an explanation why there's magic going on in a world justified by science. They don't explain it at all. It really gets on your nerves. And also, the worst part is that goes into the ending. The ending is mind-boggling because it's really, really good. Randall Flagg and all his followers are in Las Vegas, Sin City, and they decide to kill two of Mother Abigail's followers, which, by the way, were chosen to destroy Randall Flagg. So he catches them, and he's about to kill them in a very comical way, until the pyromaniac member of Randall Flagg's followers shows up with an atomic bomb and tries to blow everyone up. Then out of nowhere, Mother Abigail, knowing that two of her children are in danger, sends a magical glowing hand out of nowhere, and it picks up the atomic bomb, and the two followers sacrifice themselves to destroy Randall Flagg and everyone else. Why? We didn't know she could have giant magical arms. I mean, I guess we'd be okay with her being God and Randall Flagg being a devil, but she can't just do that, or if she did, she could have done it any other time in the plot to keep everyone safe. Also, same thing with Randall Flagg. I mean, he basically has the same powers as Pennywise from It. He can transform into stuff, and he's very good at killing people. But again, he doesn't use it whenever he really, really needs to. It's kind of like, I guess Mother Abigail and Randall Flagg are kind of like Storm from the X-Men. All these cool powers, all these cool powers, never uses them. Except in the comics, I'm talking about the 90s kid show. But that's not the only problem. The only problem is also the character arcs through the plot. I guess another good thing about The Stand is the characters. They're really 3D, really well crafted, and chances are you'll find one relatable, whether it's the main hero or the background or a background character. They're basically very good characters. That being said, a lot of characters don't go through very unorthodox character plots. I mean, there's this one guy who's a nerd, and then it turns out that the girl she loves is pregnant with some other guy, and he gets really sick, so he decides to join Randall Flagg. And then you would expect. Then after that, he blows up one of the houses of Mother Abigail's in the town of Mother Abigail's followers. But then so he blows up the house, and then after that he escapes. And you would expect him to kind of go through some sort of redemption, like end up shooting Randall Flagg or whatever. But no, they just kill him off. And I can't say I'm okay. Actually, yeah, I am okay with that. It would have been much more cliche if he had the redemption. So that's good, but it could also be viewed as a bad thing. So to tell you the truth, I think that the unorthodox character plots are kind of a double-edged sword. And also, the miniseries is really, really dated. It's not the special effects. Special effects are bad and could have been done without any of the early CG, but still, just some of the camera angles they pull off are really, really stupid. The movie is littered with good stuff, but it really has some problems, and it just sinks the whole thing down. Well, thanks for watching. Happy Halloween!